Welcome to the Fink, It Isn't Until It Is podcast. I'm Finn.
I'm Tim.
I'm Guy. In which we discuss the various moving parts in a life in music. So welcome to the It Isn't Until It Is Fink podcast.
Yeah, this is now season 4.
Season 4.
Good grief. We're very tardy. We should have done this months ago, but we've decided to... we finally had an afternoon of just hanging out because we're at a festival. So we thought, right, let's take the time and crack back into the podcast because we've got lots to tell you.
Yeah, we were backstage at a festival today, and that's kind of insane because you sound check at midday and you're on at 10. So we've got loads of time to catch up on on work we should have done. And one of them is talk about our adventure in India.
That's right.
So this podcast is going to be India.
Second time lucky we've been. Actually, your third time.
Yeah, so I mean, the first thing we're going to talk about is why India.
Why India, indeed, yeah.
And
nice Foley sound effects.
I guess it's, what time is it?
It's 6 o'clock. As it's 5:45. So
there we go. Well, we'll get another.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There we go. Thank you. India. Why do we go to India? Well, the obvious answer to that is, we're very lucky to sell records everywhere. So people want to see us play live in India. Yeah. And so we went there. When did we first go there?
2012, we did a tour.
We did.
December 2012. But you'd already been on a kind of reconnaissance mission before that.
I went and did a TV show.
Yeah.
Called Diaries, where they match you with some local talent and they lock you in a room for a couple of days and you write a song and do a video.
Yeah.
And that's the concept of the TV show. I completely fell in love with India on that trip. I thought it was fantastic. And
you did a little gig as well, didn't you?
I think I did a bar gig.
In Bandra.
I think I did a bar gig, yeah. I remember there was a power cut. I did a couple of solo shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. So our friends over there got us a festival, which they were just beginning to get into over there at that time. Now there's lots of festivals. They've really got it sorted. But back then there weren't many. And NH7... Weekender was one of the early festies over there, and we played NH7 Bangalore, which was what we call an anchor festival. The festival is the fee and the flights, so you can do a couple of headline shows around that without busting the bank. So we knew we were going to play Bangalore NH7 Weekender, so we put a gig in Mumbai, and we put a gig in Delhi as well.
That's right, yeah.
We had an adventure.
We did. It was very good. It was very eye-opening. But back then, I think it's fair to say that the circuit was being sort of built.
Yeah, absolutely.
The live circuit.
It felt like that, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we knew that Mumford & Sons had gone out and done it, and we knew that Laura Marling had done it.
Right.
But we didn't, and apart from the Green Days and the Coldplays and the Madonnas of this world, we didn't know many other bands that had done it, to be honest. So right. It was also part of our kind of... We'll play the opening of an envelope if it looks good on MySpace. So let's go and have some fun.
That's right.
So
we went with the Staves. They were our touring buddies. They were great. They were really nice.
Problem with India is you can't bus tour it, you can't van tour it. It's flights. The distances are vast, and even if you could drive it, it's not like a German autobahn connects Delhi and Mumbai. So you have to fly, so you have to rent gear. It just makes it a little bit more challenging and a bit more... You have to think about what you're going to take.
That's right, yeah. Every day is a new bit of kit. Every day is a kind of starting to set up from scratch. And the day, I mean, we'll get into this, but the days are very long as well.
Yes, they are.
You've got a flight in the morning, typically. But yeah, anyway, that was the last time. And we all came back, I think, feeling like... Because we got a really good friend called Anuj, who's there.
Great friend.
We really came back feeling like we want to go back, and for whatever reason we didn't.
Yeah, we just didn't. I don't know. We didn't for many reasons. One, we got very busy in Europe, and after the Perfect Darkness album and the Hard Believer albums, they really were kind of European and American records, and we did spend years just touring Europe and America.
Yeah.
And time goes by, and then COVID, and then... However, on this new album, we said to our friends over there, listen, we just want to get over, we just want to play, just to see if there's any reason to come back. Other than, having a holiday or something. So we booked 3 headline shows with a really cool company called... What they call
bookmyshow.
There we go. And they're basically like Ticketmaster of India, and they do all the tickets. So they wanted to do something real speech mark, and I mean they do Ed Sheeran, and they do like, you know, they can do 100,000 Guns N' Roses tickets. That it's not really a money thing. It's more like we really like you guys and come and do some gigs. So we got on a plane, and we flew to Mumbai.
Yeah. So the same vibe as last time. 3 gigs in the same cities, which I didn't know why we were going to the same places, but I found out while we were there, and we'll get into that. But yeah, Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, and it was a very different vibe, I thought.
It was. So how do you prepare for an India tour?
Well, you take only what you really need to take.
Yeah, for real. I mean, one thing you definitely know, and that is it's going to be really hot.
Yes.
Like hot, real heat that we're not really used to in Europe at all. We've all done hot festivals. We've all done
Italy.
Pink Pop in the summer and Italy tours, and we've done hot gigs. But when you think you're going to be playing the tropical climate of Mumbai, the desert heat of Delhi, you need to pack accordingly.
Yeah, definitely.
There won't be much time for laundry.
No, and it stays hot as well. It doesn't get cool in the evenings.
No, not at all.
It stays hot. So yeah, you take, in terms of clothes and stuff, you don't take very much, but you also don't take very many instruments. I don't know whether we really followed that, because we didn't take as much as last time.
No, we didn't take hardly anything. I took 2 guitars, two Pelly cases.
Yeah.
And you took,
I took
what did
2
you
guitars, my big case full of, cables and pedals and what have you.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Did you take a snare?
No, I didn't. No, I took my cymbals.
You took your cymbals, yeah. I
You
mean,
never
that's
know
kind
what
of
you
the
get
drummer's
cymbals.
minimum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cymbals.
Yeah, for sure. But they were pretty. I mean, they knew what I needed in terms of drum kit. So when I got to the venues, there was always a really nice, reasonable drum kit there.
Yeah, but it did have a massive logo on it. Was it Furtado's?
Yeah, Furtado's. They're the rental company. So we said, "Oh, can we change that, please?" And they were a bit kind of.
They were like,
"No,
"No."
Really, no." Well, we did convince them to let us change it.
We did in the end.
The Fink drum head, which I did cram into my cymbal case.
I mean, the Fink drum head that we're using now, we spray painted at a festival in France,
That's
didn't
true.
we?
That's
So
true.
it's pretty DIY all around right now.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, so Mumbai, I got there early, landed, and when you land in Mumbai, man, the humidity and the heat are just apt, because the airport's all kind of new and fancy.
Yeah.
And so you're all in air-conned, new, fancy international life, and then the doors open, you leave the terminal, and you just get absolutely floored by deep humidity, really hot. Really, the smell of life in India just hits you, and you're just like, wow.
And it's very dusty, I mean, I found Mumbai kind of dirty in a way. Bangalore's very different, but Mumbai's.
It's just full on, isn't it? You land at the airport and you get to your hotel, and if it's in Mumbai, which our hotel was, and our gigs, we were in the city. Yeah. You're in a big city, and life is just everywhere, and it's quite a shock.
Yeah.
But in a way, it might be easier to start your adventure in India, maybe in Delhi, because it's not quite so tropical or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know.
I love
Bangalore's
Mumbai.
a bit more Mediterranean in its climate somehow. But yeah, Mumbai's pretty wicked. And we met our new handler, who's called Aftab.
Aftab was great.
Who was awesome. Yeah, really cool guy. And these guys are just so awesome because they just love music. They know so much. If you mention any band to them, they know it. They're so clued up.
That's also a sign of our global village.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I realised how global we were was when I was touring in India, and I met some people at a gig in India.
Yeah.
And then we came back and we played Pukkel Pop in Belgium or something that summer.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of guys there that were at my Delhi gig. Or Bangalore gig or something, with the wristbands still on.
Really?
And the world had just shrunk. We could, when we go to India, we can talk about the same Pitchfork recommends as they've seen as well. Everybody's on the same page all the time. It's really quite cool.
And I think probably it's the sort of people that we're mixing with out there, but all the bookers and the other bands we played with, they have all spent a lot of time in England, so they all know London really well.
Yeah.
They know.
Aftab had spent a lot of time in London, didn't he?
Yeah, he worked at Shepherd's Bush Empire on the bar. It blew my mind because I used to work there as well. And they've all been there. They've studied there. One of the supports, Lani, she'd studied at Leeds.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she studied at Leeds.
Music, yeah. So yeah, you do feel like you're kind of close to sort of everyone. But I guess this is obviously India is a very kind of class-based society. So we're meeting the sort of, intellectual middle-class music fan type. Is that fair to say?
I don't. Well, obviously the tickets are on sale to anyone, but they're quite expensive.
Yes.
If you're like a tuk-tuk driver, you're not going to spend $30 on a Fink ticket.
Yeah.
So I guess the audiences that we're playing to are, yes, the people that can afford it, and the people that are really into music.
Yeah,
like they're so into music, they'll skip dinner for 2 weeks to buy the ticket. Those kind of people. And just the kind of culture curious. Yeah, we'll buy a ticket. There's a band. Let's see what that means. I felt that in Delhi a lot.
Sure, yeah.
But we get to the venue in Mumbai, very excited to play, didn't we? And we're very, very into it. First thing I noticed was that there's no backstage.
No.
So or side of stage. So which means disco, the walk of shame right through the venue to get to the stage. So there was that.
That's right.
And they gave us the balcony that was facing the stage as our backstage area, which was subsequently bought by a group of rich businessmen. Audiophile guys, and they put a big table there, and that then became their dining room.
Yes. So
even though the venue was great, and the PA was great, and the lights were great, and there was a venue, it was happening. We immediately felt like, it's going to be a long day. There's no privacy. There's no cut-off.
The other thing that you always notice in these Indian venues is they employ a lot of people. So if you walk into a European venue, maybe there's 3 people there. There's the kind of in-house sound guy, one person helping, and maybe another guy doing the lights. But in India, they employ tons of people, and most of those people appeared to be employed to set up my drum kit. Which I found increasingly challenging as we.
I mean, by the time we got to Delhi, and there's Timmy trying to set up his drum kit, and there's 5 dudes just standing around there, staring at him.
And every time I try and tighten a nut on one of the cymbal stands, they'll like leap forward and like try and tighten it for me. And in the end, I had to kind of, as politely as I could, just tell them to sort of go away for a bit while I finished personalizing it. And if I needed anything, I'd ask them. I felt really bad.
Yeah, you do. I mean, that's the one thing that does strike you about India. It's just the sheer amount of people that are there.
Yeah.
And not necessarily at our concerts, however, but certainly like the PA guys will come with 10 guys, the higher guys will come with 6 guys, and the catering will be maybe 10 guys. That's like already 30 people already there.
Yeah.
So when we're doing like, when you're doing a sound check, when we did a sound check in Mumbai, it was like busier than some of the gigs we used to do. There was like maybe 60 people in the venue while we were trying to sound check.
Yeah, and then we had one of your friends supporting us.
Nari, she was great. Nari was great. So I mean, the thing is, it was air-conned. Well, the venue was air-conditioned, so I think we were very much prepared for Rome conditions, where you really get on stage and you are like pouring sweat after 2 minutes, but actually it was quite nice.
So it really was.
We could rock out and we could lunge and lean, and
I did my usual have my jacket on for the first 2 songs, and didn't die of sweat.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure. It was really nice.
Yeah, so then the gig happened.
Yeah, the gig was great, but we'd forgotten something, and we relearned something.
Which was that?
That the audiences in India are so fucking noisy.
Oh, yeah, they are.
It was like, dude, they love you, and they want to see you play, and they've paid the money, and they can do whatever they want. We're total advocates for that.
Yeah.
But bloody hell, they like to chat to each other during the show. True.
And the other thing I've just remembered is that they applaud really loudly for about 4 seconds, and then they stop.
Yeah.
And we're used to, I mean, Germany is the extreme, the other end of the extreme, which is they applaud for about a minute, and you really kind of feel like, is something going on that I don't know about, but that's just the custom. So yeah, that took a little bit of getting used to. I mean, it doesn't mean they don't like you. It just means that,
I mean, I didn't get used to it.
No.
Even when we played, but when we had a good gig in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And when we got to Delhi, third gig, I'm like, okay, I've got this, right?
Sure.
They're going to chat all the way through. So I'm going to do such unfathomably good performances of the big ballads that always tend to quieten people down.
Yeah.
But in Delhi, I'm going to do them amazingly that I will shut them up. Total fail. Didn't work.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. But you sort of broke a bit in Delhi in that regard, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah,
did I say stuff?
You had a little.
Oh,
You
no.
said a little.
Did I do a lecture?
I think
did I do a TED talk?
Well, we'll say it now. You said, "Can you please just for one song, just for one song, stop talking?" And I think they did.
I think that was for yesterday.
Yes, it was.
I think
for
I said,
yesterday.
this song means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So just for one song, just let them do it.
Yeah, that's right.
That means it's 6
Now
o'clock,
it's
doesn't
6
it?
o'clock,
Okay,
yeah, now
so
it's definitely
15 minutes in. We should have some bells during our set to let us know where we are.
That's quite good,
I have
actually.
to ask Orfeo what time it is.
So
What I don't remember is Bangalore. What
I do.
happened? Tell me something
do.
about the venue there.
So, well, the venue, it was in a little kind of one of those modern complexes with a restaurant on the ground floor and then a venue on the next floor. And you
Got it.
Lift up.
Totally got it. And
Yeah.
Lene
Lene was
supported us.
supporting us.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm there.
And I found that day a bit challenging because so the Mumbai gig was late.
It was late, super late.
Yeah, so we got back to the hotel, let's say 1 a.m. You wind down, eventually go to sleep about 2. I didn't sleep very well that night. Then we had to get up at 6 the next morning to get the flight to Bangalore. And then you go straight, I think we went straight from the airport. It's about an hour's drive from the airport to the centre of town. And we went straight into the sound check and setup. And it was all fine. I mean, that was the thing about this trip to India. Everything was efficient.
Oh, yeah.
There was no screw-ups. There was no kind of like standing around waiting for the car or standing around like waiting for the drum kit to arrive. But it was just pretty full on, So we got there and it was the same thing of my drum kit had been set up, which was, nothing wrong with it, but it just wasn't the way I wanted it. So I had to sort of unset it up.
Yeah.
And your amp didn't work, I think.
Was that in Mumbai, was it?
Bangalore.
In Bangalore, yeah.
But Bangalore, I've got to say, it's a very, very nice city to look at. It looks quite, like I said, quite Mediterranean. It looks like you're in Barcelona or something.
Yeah, I went
like
for
that.
a coffee with Aftab and our other the brand manager who was lovely. I can't remember her name now. She was great. She was a great cook. And we went to a cafe to get me a coffee, and it was also a motorbike shop.
Oh, really?
So they'd combined motorbike dealership and coffee shop
in the same way that
in the same shop.
In the same way that a hipster place in Shoreditch will combine barber shop with hip trendy coffee place.
Right, okay.
They do that a lot.
But it's very rare that you go for coffee and want to buy a bike. But and vice versa, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you're right. Bangalore was, and the weather was different. It was like a spring day.
Yeah, nice spring day. It was
clean
nice
air, spring day, nice and manageable. And the venue was like almost like a normal, what we would consider a normal European venue.
Yeah, it felt like we were in Madrid or something like that.
Yeah.
And that sort of carried over to the audience. I mean, I felt like the audience were like a kind of proper old school Fink audience, like they'd come to see, they knew the songs, they sang along really
loudly. They really did. It was really great. I mean, when you haven't been somewhere for 15 years, there's a lot of albums that you've done that maybe people have listened to and they've never had a chance to sing along to. So it was like, it really, the fandom was so, we got our love tanks completely filled up with fandom, I think.
Funnily enough, it was called Fandom.
Oh, what, the venue?
The venue.
There we go.
Fandom,
It was so nice, man. I mean, that's definitely my favourite thing about these kind of far-flung adventurous runs is meeting people that are genuinely really happy that you made it.
Yeah.
And
there was some people who travelled a long way at that gig. There was some people from Chennai, which is a long way. Like, I think they drove, and it was sort of a 4-hour drive. And there was some, there were definitely some kind of music fan hippie types, people with dreadlocks, people who looked like they were, into music, and lots of like signings and stuff afterwards. That was really nice, and there was a lot of emotion as well. I felt like in the audience.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
another thing you got to factor in on these runs. We didn't take any merch.
No, that's true.
You can't really make it over there because you're flying every day, so you can't travel with boxes of records and t-shirts. So you don't hang out with the fans afterwards like at the merch store.
Yeah.
You hang out with them like you literally go and hang out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which was actually, it's fantastic to meet people like that.
It was lovely.
Such a joy.
Yeah, it was really, and they were really nice people as well. Really sort of respectful. Great.
I mean, food is amazing. If you're into food, when it's time for that, what do you want for dinner? It's just kind of like, just bring me anything. It's just amazing. Food is amazing.
Yeah, we had. I think the best food I had was in Delhi. that curry we had, like proper. And they talked about it, our handler, because the curries are very powerful there. They're not necessarily like hot for hot's sake, but they've got that kind of powerful taste to them.
Yeah, true.
And they all said when they were in England, they missed that. That was the one thing they couldn't handle.
The power.
Yeah, when they went to have a curry in England, they said it was quite nice, but it was just didn't have that kick that they wanted,
After Bangalore, then we flew to Delhi. No day off, right?
No, we had a day off in Delhi.
We had a day off in Delhi. Yes, we did.
So Delhi was a
day off involving getting on a plane and flying to Delhi.
Sure.
Yeah, it's not really a day off.
Evening off.
A travel day.
Delhi was. This was where we'd been promised. We were staying with the owner of the venue.
That's right, the Piano
Man venue.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's called Arjun. Interesting guy. Very, entrepreneurial. Quite a nice dude.
Cool guy.
Lovely wife. Really cool people. Anyway, they let us stay in their flat. And they made us tiffin when we arrived.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Really nice homemade tiffin with
like this dal that was like this black bean dal. It was really nice.
What are those?
Like they're like rice batter
called?
kind of pancakes.
What are they called?
I don't know.
Dozers.
Dozers.
Yeah, they were really nice.
Yeah, a bit of a home cooked love, which was really nice.
And they took us to.
I think their mother made that.
Did she?
I think so.
And then they took us to a gig at the venue we were going to play the following night.
They did.
Yeah.
They were called
Indian
Ocean.
Yeah.
Everyone said, "Oh, this band, Indian Ocean, they're like a legendary. Gotta see it."
Yeah,
And they did have the gravitas of a legendary type
really
situation.
Did. Quite old dudes, but the bass player. He was like a kind of proper. I don't know. He definitely had a kind of national treasure.
He looked like Warren Ellis.
That's right. Yeah.
But he was like a bass player, and it looked like a really motley crew of a band.
Yeah.
You had a young tabla guy.
Yeah.
You had a kind of youngish looking drummer with a bit of an afro going on.
Yeah.
And then you had like this bass player looked like Warren Ellis, but he'd moved to India in his 20s. And then you had this like more traditional guy.
Yeah.
And then they started the show, and you think, what is this going to sound like? And the traditional guy does the traditional thing, and you're like, oh, okay, it's kind of like that. No, it wasn't. The rest of the show was like a whole journey through like Indian prog, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the drummer warmed up a bit, and he got really good.
Yeah, he really did. And he played with the tabla player, they so well played together.
Man, it was actually great.
But
I really loved
and
it.
A massive anthem. Like, it was like a sort of... And Aftab, our handler, was jumping up and down, screaming the lyrics with all the other people in there.
That's awesome.
It was, and they said it was like a, because it's a jazz club. They said it was sort of like a secret gig for them. They're capable of playing bigger places. But I liked one of my favourite parts was when the bass player walked on at the beginning of the gig, and they stood around for a little while, and he was putting his in-ears in, which is something that we do in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And he said, one day we are going to be the kind of band that walk on stage and immediately start playing the song, but not yet.
Yeah, they were great, man. He is legendary. He had enough charisma to run the whole place, hands down. And he was a great bass player as well.
Sure,
and a great singer.
He was a great bass player, definitely.
So that was you're right. That was kind of fun, and then we got to see the club, and we got to say, okay, it's like a kind of Ronnie Scott's with balconies type situation. People are going to be eating. There's a restaurant. There's food.
Yeah.
Expect the mellow backdrop of clinking cutlery and plates getting scraped and glasses clinking and things like that. So that will happen. That's what the jazz cafe used to be like.
Yeah, sure.
A kitchen.
Yeah. So it prepares you. I mean, I don't know whether it's a help to see the venue you're going to play.
Well, normally
the
I
next day.
don't like to do that.
Right.
Normally I really don't want to see it, or the festival ground, or I don't like to go out. When we do a festival, I don't like to go out front. I don't want to see what it's like from the other side.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
Sure.
But, before, no. But on this occasion, it was good because we got to see this club and go, okay, this is what tomorrow's going to be.
Yeah.
So you can mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Which we did.
Definitely. And then we had they cooked us a nice brunch next morning, which was very nice. And then I think we just went to the venue and started setting up. And that's when I fell off the stage.
Oh my God, you did!
I fell off the stage.
You literally fell off the stage. Exit stage right.
Yeah, I know.
Like head
While
first.
I was setting up, I was just plugging something in. And I suddenly put my foot down somewhere and found there was no stage there and came tumbling off. And every single person in the entire venue came zooming to my assistance, which is quite nice. And I got bandaged up by the venue
What
owner.
did you do to yourself in the end?
Well, I cut myself there.
Did you?
There's still a little scar there.
Blimey, you did
and
that.
I really bruised this side of my body.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's pretty terrifying.
It was quite full on. I was a bit shocked. And it took me a little while to calm down.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, but yeah, that was. But once I'd got over that, we had a decent sound check, and it became, again, quite a civilized sort of gig. It felt like, we could have been in, I don't know, somewhere like France or somewhere like that.
I mean, it was quite an exotic venue.
Yes.
To have 3 stories, lots of wood, and your sound guy and the lighting guy is kind of in some kind of weird balcony capsule.
Yeah, that's right.
Almost within spitting distance of front of stage, centre stage. We tried to get them to be quiet, but we know they're having a great time. We just know that they'll hear the details better if they're quiet. But as I say, they paid the money, they can do what they want.
Yeah.
And at the end of the gig, the venue owner, Argent, he said he always comes on every show, although he didn't I don't know, we didn't stay long enough with Indian
We
Ocean.
didn't save the second set there, no.
And he tells the audience we're going to have a quiet track, which he did on this occasion, and they were quiet. And what did we play? Was that Walking in the Sun?
I think that was Walking in the Sun. Yeah,
there
that was.
You go, then.
Yeah,
there you go. And it was just lovely. Lots of love.
Yeah, that was really nice. That was a really nice way to finish. And Nari supported us again at that gig.
Yeah, great band, lovely band.
Yeah,
she
really
had a
lovely
really
band.
tight band. It was really nice.
Yeah.
And she had some technicals, but the band are really great and really groovy, and it was just generally a nice vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I immediately checked myself into the Royal Taj Palace because I needed some. After all this roughneck business, early flights, there's not much luxury doing a gig of India, a tour of India. There really isn't.
What happened to you at the Taj? Wasn't there someone staying there someone really special that required loads of security?
Dude, it was crazy.
Right.
So we were going to stay at Argent's house, right,
Yeah.
which was lovely.
Yeah.
But I'm like, listen, I'm in Delhi. I could stay at the Taj Palace. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So I checked the prices, and they were like, "That's doable. It's not like insane. This is like I'm not going to get scalped when I get home by the wife and she's the credit card on this." So, so I booked myself in there because I knew I had 2 nights. I think 2 days for a big flight home, and we're already pretty knackered. We'd just come off the road in the States and then done Europe again, and then so I thought I'd treat myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And you were flying home early anyway. You were home the next day, basically.
Yeah,
and so was Rob. So I thought, okay, nice. So checked myself in, but I emailed in advance and I gave them this whole backstory in the hope that someone was going to read it and maybe,
Well, give me
a nicer room or something, because I booked the kind of basic student dorm package. But if you want to give me the Emperor suite, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
And so I get there. And all the receptionists were really busy, right? When I got to the hotel. They give you a garland when you walk in, so I'm like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
And all the guards are in the full outfits, and I'm like, okay, this is nice. You go through the full Indian hotel security, which is a bit of a weird one when you first, when that first happens, like airport security just to get into your hotel.
Yeah.
And then all the receptionists downstairs were all kind of busy with other clients, so I was trying to get their attention, and I've got like 2 guitars and two Pelly cases, and I'm wearing denim, and it's like 120 degrees outside. And so they said, "Oh, go to the 8th floor. We're all busy here." So I'm like, "Oh, right, okay." I'm just being shoved off. However, 8th floor was like this executive, private, VIP guest list floor.
Yeah.
But they had another reception there. And the girls there, they checked me in and they gave me this room, which was really nice. I'm like, "We read your email. Love. It's really cool that you're a musician. That's really great. Anyway, so we gave you this room, and there you go." And the room's at the end of this corridor, and the room next to mine, at the end of this long corridor, was the presidential suite. So I was presidential suite adjacent, and I thought, well, I'll take that.
Yeah.
But what I didn't know was, it's true. What I didn't know was, there was a guy staying in there the next day who was the regional head of trade for some state in India.
Right.
So the next day, I wandered down the corridor in my gym gear to go to the gym type of a thing.
Yeah.
And there was a giant cardboard cutout of this guy in the hallway. And then about 20 other Indian dudes, all in various stages of business dress, on phones.
Right.
And I'm like, and their girls were nowhere to be found. It had been completely taken over by this trade emissary. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm staying here anyway. So I wander through looking really incongruous and totally out of place.
Yeah.
Go to the gym, come back. And then I'm walking down the corridor and there's like guys on walkie-talkies and women with bunches of flowers and there's like a queue waiting to go into this presidential suite and I've got to be like, excuse me, sorry, excuse me, pardon, in my bloody swimming trunks and vest.
No way.
And that was happening the whole time I was there. Every time I
yeah.
left my room there, everyone would look at me and say, who's that guy?
Really?
And I'd be like, I'm not, I know.
Not,
I feel pretty weird anyway.
But no one actually stopped you?
No, they did. You know, because sometimes when you're in situations that you don't feel comfortable in, if you just embody the swagger, there's probably some kind of wellness meme about this, but if your mantra is I do belong, I am supposed to be here. I can kind of get you through almost anything.
For sure.
So I obviously have put that on big swagger down the corridor, maximum that. My favourite memory though was the fact that I got to swim in the pool at night.
Oh.
There's no one there.
Right.
And the moon was out, and I'd done my gigs. Yeah, outdoor pool. And I'd done my gigs. And the next day I was flying home, and I thought, okay, yeah, man, we did that. Because the India tour, I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking exhausting.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, definitely.
Just like an America tour, you come back from India and you're like, we just did that. No one's making any fortunes here, and we're not even necessarily moving any needles here. It's just we did that. For the fans that we played to, I'm really happy we did that. Good karma, good vibes. And you feel like you've earned every dollar you're going to get when you get home.
We did talk about like how to maybe go again and play different cities, because what I discovered was that Mumbai, Bangalore and Delhi are the rock and roll towns, because I sort of said, what about Kolkata and what about Chennai? And they were like, no, there's no interest there at all. Well,
unless you're like Ed Sheeran.
Unless you're,
because we were talking to our handler about Ed's touring, and obviously that's slightly different when the royal family of Bhutan fly you in onto their private airport and stuff, and you do 100,000 tickets.
Sure.
Then you can do Chennai. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah. They mentioned some other place which was right over the other side, that bit of India that is somehow east of Bangladesh, because you go over the top of it. There's a place there which they mentioned was worth going to.
I mean, if they invite us back, and I really sincerely hope they do. Would we want to do like a 6-7 date run?
I'd be interested in it.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it'd be nice to have some space on it. Like having that night off was really good.
After Bangalore.
Yeah. So maybe you could have a night off after most of the gigs. Unless there's a sort of really easy journey involved. But
I mean, I would love to do a gig. I'd love to do Goa.
Sure, yeah.
I would love to get over to the East Coast and do Calcutta.
Yeah.
So, but like we were told, no one will come to your gigs if you do that. There'll be nobody there.
I think Calcutta is like more. It's very big in the art and design and fashion world, but not in the rock world. I mean, I think they said jazz was quite big in Calcutta. That had quite a big jazz scene.
I don't even know why I want to go there. I just want to go to more places.
I want to go there because my mum was born there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things we've learned about every territory that we've ever played, Europe, America, anywhere, is that in Holland, if you just fly in and play Amsterdam, you just get Amsterdam. But if you play Nijmegen, Deventer,
Ottersum,
Utrecht, if you get
Apeldoorn,
if you get into if you go to France and you play Bordeaux and Toulouse and Montpellier and Lyon, you get fans for life.
Yeah, big time.
So we'd love to do that with India.
Yeah, sure.
But getting back, I felt like we'd worked really hard.
We definitely did, definitely. And I'd love to go back. I mean, a festival would be good to anchor at some point. But,
Lollapalooza we want.
Yeah, that's
love
it.
that.
Well, they know we want to come back, so, hopefully we will.
We'll have to see, bro. We'll have to see.
Awesome.
So what did we learn?
Yes. Oh, my God.
I'm going to start and say we learned that Indian audiences are noisy. We learned that.
Yeah.
Noisy in a good way, but noisy.
Yeah, sure. I think it's definitely, the infrastructure for bands is definitely improving a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, definitely.
Definitely agree with that.
And I think more should make the journey if they can. Maybe it's not a money spinner.
It's definitely not a money spinner.
But go out there. And I think.
Well, the great thing I wanted to say was that there's no language. If you're an English band, there's no language barrier. So if we go and play like Spain, we know that most of the impact's going to be musical
Yes.
and melodical but the lyrics aren't going to necessarily carry the gig. But in India, you get the same rules as you get in America and the UK and Holland and Germany in a way, which is like people are going to understand your lyrics. So the lyrics do some of the work for you. And that's really great.
It is really.
That's the thing about India that people who've never been don't really get, and that is you can talk to everybody from your taxi driver to a fan in the audience. Everybody speaks English, so you can make friends really easily. You can communicate really easily.
There's a lot of passion in India, and you know, certain places that you play in Europe, you kind of maybe miss a little bit of that. And in India, there was tons of passion, like people shouting at the top of their lungs after you play. I mean, very short applause, but you know, really, really intense, and the way they respond to the. You know, Yesterday Was Hard on All of Us. The emotions to that song are really kind of intense, that it sort of instills in people. Yeah, and that was really nice to see. You know, they're a bit they're a bit more kind of Mediterranean, and they don't hold back what they feel about things.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So that was something really worth knowing.
Yes, well, thank you, India. It was an absolute pleasure, and it's actually an honour to get to play in India.
Definitely.
More bands really should look into it and look into it like if you break even, you've won. Yeah. You know, it's like American tour rules. Yeah. You have to strip down to the bare essential. Take your own sound guy if you can. That was our luxury item.
He was our luxury item, and very, very pleased we did.
Yeah, Rob was our luxury item, and he rolled with the punches too. He was turning up to a desk and he's like,
sure.
Dude, I'm going to need an hour. Give me a second.
He had tough, long days as well.
He really did.
He's older than us. So.
Maybe so your one luxury item should be your sound guy. And we'd love to go back. I'm sure we will.
You don't need a tour manager because they provide you with one. So Aftab was our tour manager. Yeah. Pretty much, you know. Yeah. So, we'd love to go back, for sure. That's it, really.
And that's it, really.
Great. Lovely.
Yes, India was kind of the end of the touring cycle of Beauty in Your Wake.
In terms of doing
I did see Delhi as the last gig of the run. I mean, there's been a few little ones since, but Delhi was the last gig of the run. When did we start where did we start the Beauty in Your Wake tour?
Well, we did a few festivals.
Cavatina, then.
Cavatina.
Did we play any new stuff at Cavatina in Poland?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah, we played What Would You Call Yourself and The Only Thing That Matters, I think. We played
so would that officially be the first gig on the Beauty in Your Wake tour? Yeah. So we went from Poland to Delhi.
Yeah, so that was May of last year, yeah.
God, what a tour.
Yeah.
That was a long-ass tour.
Yeah, I know. Almost as many gigs on this album as Hard Believer. I have to count them up. But we're in the 80s, I think.
Yes, love it. Octogenarian gig count. Yes. Love that.
Cool.
Yes, mates. All right. Well, the next episode, I'm not sure what it's going to be about. No. But we're starting to think about new album now.
Yeah,
So it'll probably be a new album related, maybe.
The making of.
The making of, yeah. We'll see you then.
See you then.
Yes, bye.
Thanks for listening.